Hello everyone, I'm Brian. Today I'm going to be reacting to what is meant by Bhakti Marga. I know, or at least I think I know what Bhakti is. It's devotion. I think of devotion. Love, devotion, but Marga, I have no idea. So let's go get started.
You see, the Indic tradition, the Hindu tradition especially, says there are a variety of different pathways to kind of use to progress spiritually. So we are open to the idea. And they say there are four pathways which are perhaps more important, perhaps well polarized. One is the Gnana Marga. Just through the process of rational thinking, you can see the nature of reality, actually suss out the nature of reality, Gnana Marga. Then there's the Karma Marga, which means saying through selfless activity, you can in a way rub away, this kind of wash away this idea that you are the ego and experience a spiritual dimension. This is the karma marg. Then we have, of course, Raj Yoga, saying that you can actually experiment on yourself, discipline yourself, and realize what is the nature of reality through introspection, through meditation. But the path that is most popular for Hindus, and quite rightfully and quite understandably, is the Bhakti Marg. So what is the Bhakti Marg? Let me just touch on some of the aspects of the Bhakti Marg. Why is it the easiest pathway? Let me tell you. The reason is this. You see, if we actually agree that there is something very grand that is underpinning us, and there is a link between us and the underpinning to this reality, and that link becomes revealed through, if you like, devotion and love for the idea of spirituality, idea of God, idea of religion. So there is already a link between us and the spiritual underpinning that we possess. And when that link becomes revealed in our lives, that is called bhakti, devotion. It flows naturally. It's not kind of imposed. You don't go to a university to learn bhakti marg. It just happens naturally because there is already a link, and that becomes revealed through natural attraction to the idea of the spiritual dimension, through gods, goddesses, through whatever pathway. So we kind of get, kind of strongly attached to the idea of bhakti. Now, the main thing is that, Miss Lakhani, but how do we develop bhakti? You can't develop it. It is already, the link is already there. It is only the clutter in our routine life that kind of blocks this link. So we can't see it. The link doesn't become revealed in us because we are so caught up with the worldly affairs that the link in a way kind of is submerged. So when this kind of clutter that we have, that we kind of chase after, is pushed away from our lives, then this link we have with a deeper dimension called spiritual dimension becomes revealed as devotion, tremendous attraction to the idea of spirit. It may take on variety of different forms. It's not necessary though you think of God like a personality. You can think of God in humanity, just tremendous love. So when this love or this kind of attraction to the spiritual idea polarize in different ways, through love for Vishnu or Shiva or Mother Goddess or particular deity, it is fine. It is in a way telling you that your temperament in a way is prepared to tackle the issue of devotion to a deity, focusing on your own background, your own temperament, your family background, etc. So be it.
Okay, so the way I see Bhakti, my own personal, I guess, how I interpret it, which I don't know if it's the right way necessarily, but it's how I like to think about it, is devotion. So in terms of devotion, though, it's more along the lines of devotion. Actually, I guess it kind of feels a little bit more like karma. Devotion to your work, like your devotion to a project, devotion to washing your car or washing your clothes. Well, that's a little bit, though. Things that are not necessarily necessary that you devote yourself to. Projects, your job, things that are not, like, necessary. So, I'm trying to think of some. Washing your car, even though you don't really need to wash your car, but it's best to so that you preserve the paint. That way it'll last longer. Cleaning the inside of your car so it's nice and clean and not dirty. Just little devotional things like that. Like maybe cleaning your shoes. Now, I've never washed my shoes, nor have I taken out to clean or anything like that. It never really stinks, or at least I don't think so. I don't think so. I don't think so. I was really thinking about it. No, I don't think so. But anyways, usually it wears out, But if it's a little bit dirty, you take your time to clean it. Taking an extra time to clean something the not easy way. and you'll feel accomplished or doing something good that way. But I guess the main thing is to not necessarily let it affect you in a negative way. Then you're not doing it right. Not affect you in a negative way. I guess there could be something like, if you wash your shoes and you use the wrong detergent or something, you end up like fading it or maybe destroying it. So do your research. But yeah, devotion in terms of that sense. Devotion to, well, I don't know about humanity, but devotion to humanity to some degree. Devotion to just little things here and there. That's how I like to look at devotion. But I think overall devotion is like mostly a like devotion to God. But he did say here devotion to humanity as well, which is the way I prefer to look at it. Again, my way might not be the right way, but that's how I like to look at it.
Background, your own temperament, your family background, etc. So be it. Now, so the main trick about Bhakti Marga is very simple. Remove the clutter in your life and it will automatically become revealed. This is the trick. That's why it's the easiest pathway. It doesn't require to do tremendous, austere practices like Raj Yoga requires. It comes naturally when you begin to push away a lot of unnecessary aspect in your life. Now, the Bhakti can take on variety of different. I have not talked about Bhakti that often, so let me just touch on it. It takes on variety of different ways in the Hindu tradition. In the Abrahamic tradition, the devotion they have is Abrahamic tradition nothing but Bhakti Marg. The attraction they have is in a way mostly like say, God is the master and we are the servants. This is one approach. Seeing God as your master and you are serving God's universe. This is the one approach. The other way we see in say Christianity is the idea that God is the Father and you are the children of God. So this is like a second kind of link you try and develop with the idea of spirituality like a fatherly figure. And then of course in Hindu tradition you have the idea of God like a fatherly figure or like a motherly figure. That is speciality of Hindu tradition. Think of the ultimate real as a female. So again, this bhakti can take on different kind of, if you like, colors. So you can think of God like a father in heaven, mother in heaven. You can think of God like your friend. See, this is a uniqueness of Hindu tradition. You can even think of God like your friend, like Arjuna and Krishna, friend. Sakhya Bhav. Or you can think of God, if you like a baby. Another unusual feature. You can see that in Christianity too. When baby Christ is born and you got this devotion of the women, etc., toward the idea of God as a little baby, is visible in Christianity too. And it's very strong in the Hindu tradition. Think of God like a little baby that is under your control. So you're not under God's control, like God is your father. God is under your control and you say, God, go to sleep now. This is what they do. Elderly ladies kind of think of baby Krishna and kind of treat him like a child and be rough on him, saying, go to sleep. So this is another way you can link up with the idea of spirituality like a little baby under your control. Then there are other pathways. You can even think of God like your sweetheart. If you've seen the story of Meera, she thinks of Krishna as a sweetheart. And be careful, this is not kind of Bollywood kind of lovey-dovey stuff. It is real love of one individual for this idea of spirit. Madhur Bhav it's called. So there are different pathways. And do we say one is better than the other? No. The pathway that suits your temperament is the one that you should follow, the particular path that you want to follow or focus on. Fine. There's another thing I must comment. You see, there are two kinds of bhakti. There is Vaidhi bhakti, that means it's kind of much more formalized way of devotion. So you say, I'm going to sit in the morning at this time and tinkle bell and sprinkle water and offer food, flowers to God, etc. It's a very kind of ritualistic aspect to bhakti, Vaidhi bhakti. That means kind of in a formalized bhakti. There's one. But there's a higher form of bhakti, and that's called para bhakti. Remember, this is a very beautiful thing. Now, para bhakti is something superior than this kind of very formal worship that you might carry out towards your deity. Para bhakti says, I love God not because I'm trying to think of him as a father, mother, or whatever. I love God because I can't help myself. I'm in love with this beautiful, wonderful thing idea. That is called para bhakti. The link you have with God is absolutely without any qualification. You just can't help yourself. This is called para bhakti. And you'll find examples of people who focus on para bhakti in the Hindu tradition. So bhakti is a wonderful and easy path. I can say, use the word easy path to provide you remove the clutter, but it's not easy to remove the clutter. So so be it.
Okay. So I was reacting to this because it said Bhakti Marga. I didn't know what Marga meant. I thought maybe it's a form of a subcategory of Bhakti Yoga. Do you mind explaining what Marga means? So there could be Jnana Marga, Karma Marga, and Raja Marga? I'm guessing? If that's the case, I still may react to some of these, especially with Lakhani here, to get his interpretation of it. Now, apparently there was two levels of Bhakti Yoga. One that believes and worships God as either, a form of relationship in terms of father, son, or father, mother, friend, child, and then the other form of bhakti yoga, which is just pure love, and not in terms of a, what kind of relationship would that be though? There's still, I guess there's still a relationship there, but it looks more like a, I guess it's not a, the second one is not a blood relationship, I think, but it's not sexual though. It's platonic. Yeah, I think that might be it, because the other ones are blood relations, like father, mother, sister, a child. I don't remember if he thought of it in any other form other than like a relative. But the second one, he was talking about how it's not Bollywood-like, which is a pure love, for a platonic love for the deity, which is not blood related. I mean, there's still love, just in different manners. But I guess I understand the family relation type, because you maybe someone in your life means a lot to you, and you like to look at a deity as that someone. Like maybe you had a good father, good mother, or maybe in Hindu religion or ways of life, you can worship multiple gods. You can have an entire family with you. Yeah, you can have multiple gods. You can worship a father and a mother. Whatever ways works for you to ease your suffering and hopefully enter in enlightenment. Yeah, the second one's a little bit odd, I guess. The platonic love. I don't know how common that is. I guess I do hear more of the other one, where it's family related, like Mother Kali or Mother Goddess. I've always heard that. I've not heard the father version. It's mostly mother, especially Sri Ramakrishna. I believe it was Mother Kali, if I remember correctly. But I've not heard of any. Well, I guess there are some. They haven't really talked about the other gods in Hindu. I guess there's the elephant god, there's Ram, which I guess they did talk about. Never mind, what am I talking about? There's Brahma, there's Shiva, there's Vishnu, I believe. Yeah, Vishnu and Shiva, Krishna. Yeah, okay. Maybe they do talk about it a little bit. I just don't know why I didn't think about them. I guess I've been thinking about Mother Kali, I suppose, which is Sri Ramakrishna's, I believe, the deity he worshipped. Anyways, let me know if I'm wrong about the deity he worshipped. I know it's a mother goddess he worshipped. I think it was Mother Kali. I remember the story about him constantly weeping on her feet, not on her feet, but at her feet, because he thought that she abandoned him at one point. Anyways, yeah, let me know about the Marga. What does that mean? I thought maybe it's like a subdivision of Bhakti. Like there are many paths to Bhakti. Obviously, it's the deities. So far, seems to be the more popular one, and maybe that's. I'm hoping there's one, the way I like to interpret it, is devotion to humanity, devotion to, even devotion to things you do, which might be either incorporated with karma, or might be just karma and not bhakti. And I'm just thinking of them as kind of the same, because karma is actions, but actions alone. But I think to have devotion with that action, I think could work as well. I don't know. That's the way I wish to interpret it. It would be really nice to have devotion with action, but expect no results. Although I'll say if it's a good result, though, that's a good thing. Anyways, that's my reaction to what is meant by Bhakti Marga. If you like my content, please consider subscribing. Thumbs up, thumbs down below. Thanks for watching. I'll see you in the next vid.